Breaking news coming in from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court has officially ruled that Joe Biden can and has been granted permission by the Supreme Court to end the former President Donald Trump's Remain in Mexico policy. So with that ruling, the Supreme Court basically said, go ahead, Joe Biden. They granted him the permission that he can end Trump's Remain in Mexico policy because it was up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court has approved it, and they passed it majority, which means Republicans, obviously, the conservatives in the majority of the Supreme Court has ruled that Biden can end Trump's Remain in Mexico policy, which is going to lead up to Title 42, which we're going to talk about in a minute. Which you would think that they would say Joe Biden does not have permission to remove Trump's Remain in Mexico policy because the Supreme Court is a conservative majority. Well, you would think that. Well, the conservatives voted. Two conservatives in the court voted that Joe Biden can end Trump's Remain in Mexico policy, while 3 Democrats in the court, 3 liberal justices in the court, voted that he also can remove Trump's Remain in Mexico policy, which would mean it would be 5 justices to 4 justices. So it was a 5-4 ruling, basically, to put it that way. So basically, what this would do is Joe Biden now has granted permission to finally end Trump's Remain in Mexico policy, which would mean that instead of sending the illegal migrants, immigrants, whatever you want to call them, coming from Mexico, instead of sending them back to Mexico, I believe, tell me if I'm wrong, they would try to get a pathway to citizenship, or they will be granted permission to enter the United States, even as illegal, which is basically amnesty, I would say. So, with Trump, he sent them back, but with Biden removing that, I think it would let them stay in the United States. Which was some critics of Joe Biden, mainly coming from Republicans on the right, are saying that this will open the door to more illegals coming in, opening the door to more cartels, destroying people's lives at the border, to more criminal activities, to more gangs. This will open up the door to more terrible things happening at the border. The illegal migrant immigration illegals at the border crossing the U.S. illegally will surge in record numbers. That's what critics of Joe Biden are saying, mainly coming from the right, which it already has happened. Last month, this is a fact, in the month of May, last month, we had the highest amount of illegal border crossing at a record high. The highest that any president has had ever, which is coming from the Biden administration. And that's what people from the right are trying to say. When it comes to immigration, Joe Biden is the worst president ever when it comes to immigration. And one fact is that we just had the highest amount of illegal border crossings, and that's coming from the Biden administration, which can tell you that Joe Biden is the worst president in the United States. And that is one fact to put it. So basically, I just want to put the word out that of the Supreme Court ruling. So, and they also did rule something about climate change. We're not going to get to that a little bit. This is just for the Remain in Mexico policy. So that's what I wanted to say. That's why I just wanted to give you guys the details there. So Title 42, I believe Joe Biden can end that since the Supreme Court granted him permission to end Trump's Remain in Mexico policy, which ending Trump's Remain in Mexico policy would lead to the removal of Title 42. So let me know what you guys think about the Supreme Court ruling. And they have been ruling a bunch of things in this month of June. They've ruled something about climate change, which is bad for the Biden administration. They've ruled Roe v. Wade, which is another thing that Joe Biden didn't like. But one thing that that Joe Biden's administration did like, which is surprising to be honest, is that the Supreme Court did rule that Joe Biden can take Trump's Remain in Mexico policy away. And I mean, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, maybe it's in the Constitution that Joe Biden,